Nice cool night out here. Seems to be a lot going on. A lot going on in this country anyway. I'm not gonna talk too much about that stuff because I don't know what they're doing as far as censoring people or whatever. I know the Hap man got kicked off for doing something on his show about it. You know, he has millions of eyes on him though, so I mean, you know, but still, if it's an algorithm searching for these things, which it usually is, it doesn't matter how many people are watching you. It's gonna gravitate towards certain words. But that whole thing, you know, I've been talking about it for years now. All it is the guy that's been cheating at the card game all night in the saloon. He's been taking everybody's money. He's decided it's time to slip out the back or escape with everybody's cash. How's he going to do it though? Well, he starts a barroom brawl. So while everybody's fighting, he slides out the back door. And that's all that's happening right now. That's all it's about. So before you get too excited about, you know, the console wars, everybody likes to get into console wars. Like, you know, my team, their team, my team's better. You know what I mean? That whole thing. Just realize they want you to do that. They want you to get invested in this because they plan for this thing to happen. It's part of their exit strategy. Exiting this nation that they created a long time ago for the purpose of building another one. And now it's outlived its usefulness. You know, they kind of got everything out of this place that they wanted. So now they have to make the getaway. So the way to make the getaway is to fold it up and get out. And that requires them starting the saloon brawl, the fight, so that they can slip out the back jack. They don't mean to be coy or Bus Gus Key Lee. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to set themselves free. Yeah, so that's all that is. There's not much to say about it. I mean, until, I'm sure it's just, unfortunately, it's probably going to escalate from here, you know, and we're going to have to, you know, be involved at some point, or people will have to become involved. I don't know how it's going to play out up here, being so separate from everything. You know, there was a guy, a friend of mine, well, it was a friend of mine's friend, really, who had some knowledge of things, and he was saying, when it comes to stuff like that, crises of the country, it's either the worst, absolute worst place to be, or the absolute best place to be. It depends on how it plays out. So, I mean, I know you can say it about anywhere, that's not saying anything. It's like, it's either going to be good, it's either going to be bad. But what he was saying is it's going to be extreme one way or another. It'll be like the best place to be or the worst place to be, depending on how the things play out. So, whatever. I posted this thing in my timeline. Maybe I didn't post it already. I don't know. It's a thing from Aaron Haywood. It's not Aaron himself, but it's someone else who's talking about the Vril. And I've talked about the Vril on and off. They're the little parasite people that go in through your eye, and they run the bodies of people. They possess people. That's where you get all the black eyes from. You know, that how you see like a collage of celebrities where they all got the black eye, like someone punched them. It's because it bruises a bone when it goes in. It goes into the eye, and then once it's in there, it attaches to the central nervous system. It has these little proboscis that goes into things. They're bugs. They're bugs, basically. And what this guy was showing, and he's funny too because he like gets exasperated. I don't even know who this guy is. I've seen Aaron post things about him before, where he'll post this guy's videos. And like he'll be in the middle of explaining something and it's totally exasperated. Like, you guys should all know this. I can't believe people don't understand this. And it's this really, really way out stuff like that no one would ever think about. It's funny. His autism levels through the roof, and that's, usually a good thing when it comes to stuff like this, So, yeah, he was saying that the true form of Satan here, or like his body, actually, not his spirit form, his body, is like a bug, in that these things that I refer to as demons that jump from people to people are actually the bugs. Because what he was describing, their behavior, is exactly how I describe demonic behavior that, I've encountered here and other people I've encountered in other places where they seem to leap from body to body. He wasn't making that connection. I made that connection in my own mind. But yeah, and he was saying most people are hijacked by these things. Most people out in the world have one of these things running them. They're parasites. Again, going into my theory or idea that there's very few, air quotes, real people, and I call them the robots or the 3D people, or and I would never have gotten to that point with people, like derisively calling them these names, if the lockdown thing didn't happen and everybody went mask off and showed their true nature. Wanting people like myself in camps or murdered because we didn't get in line. Literally, you get in line. And I never, maybe I was naive, but up to that point, I always felt like, people are generally good. They generally, you could usually talk it out with most people. Not all people, but most people. And I was wrong. It's funny how the number of theorized real people shrinks all the time. I think when I first started talking about this, or studying the idea and talking to other people about it, I think it was like, 15% we thought were actual people like us. And I thought that was really small. I was like, holy shit, you mean to tell me? Now it's kind of, I keep hearing 5% reinforced over and over again. And that's kind of what this guy, in fact, I think he's a bit more extreme. I forget what he said for what he thinks his number is. So the conclusion from all this is that for the most part, whether it's 90, 95%, whatever it is, of your fellow citizens that are around you all day, they're not like you. They're 3D people, robot people, hijacked assets, whatever you want to call it. And they're a danger to you. Some more of a danger than others, certainly. Some are more of an immediate danger. Others could be a danger. Situational dependent, situation dependent. I mean, it's a whole spectrum. You have the people that are around you, they'll just attack you for no reason, and they won't even know why they did it. And I think we've discussed that a lot, and I think you know what I'm talking about, But then there are other people that, maybe your friends, your family or something, they will call the Gestapo on you. And you think, well, how can they do that? It's because they're on the opposite team. I'm certain they don't know it, of course, because how would you? It's just like being stupid. Do you know when you're stupid? I don't know. I'm pretty stupid. I kind of have an idea I'm stupid. Do you know what I mean, though? Like, it's just like the old thing, if you're crazy, do you know you're crazy? And the answer to that for me is yes. I know I'm crazy. The point is, I guess those are not good examples, but the thing is, they probably don't understand the situation as it exists. So if you do, you kind of just, you got to keep that head on a swivel, man. You got to keep that head on a swivel. And And I'm not just saying in like every situation, you know, even when you think you're among friends, you know. It's a paranoid existence, sure, but, you know, as settled science here says, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. Because 95% of the time, or maybe now, like 97% of the time, it's getting up there. They absolutely are, you know, so. It's going to be fine now. This whole thing's wrapping up. It's going to wrap up in our lifetime. Just hang in there, you know. Like I was saying the other day, just it's like the end of the football game. You just got to fucking run out the clock. We already won, you know. That's for certain. They all know that, even on the other team. So I'm sure the minions don't know that. The minions probably don't know that. But I think the minions even realize it's some kind of struggle. They're being used in a way that they don't understand what the fuck's going on. But still, you have to have compassion toward people. Treat them how you'd want to be treated, even if they would, you know, call the Gestapo on you. You still have to treat them with, you know, with kindness, understanding, empathy. Because we have empathy, so that's good. A lot of people don't. A lot of people genetically can't have empathy. But I'm trying to stay out of trouble here, so we're not going to get into that. As Ross looms on the horizon, I gotta go in and get a towel. I went and got a new towel last night, but I bought some spray bleach for the bathroom. And I got home and the fucking thing opened up and I had not your problem. It's not your problem. That's a me problem. I keep my me problems to myself. I'll be out here later, and if anything interesting pops up, I'll fire it up and we'll experience it together. We're going to experience this all together, man. You know, it's going to be a bumpy ride this year, but also very interesting. You know, especially if you have the eyes to see, the ears to hear, and it's not as frightening. It's not as frightening when you have the knowledge of what's happening. You know, the fear of not knowing and the confusion. I mean, that breeds on itself. We don't have that. A lot of us, we understand what's happening. It's just watching it play out and trying to keep yourself protected. You know, endure. Don't blame the teacher. Blame the school.